He's such an interesting guy, too, because he's so unassuming.
Yeah.
Like, if you met him, you would have no idea.
Yeah, I met him in Vegas.
If you're just hanging out with him, you're like, oh, he's this friendly guy who's just a stone-cold fucking killer when he gets in there. You know?
Nah, he's good. But he's like durable as well. You know, he knows what he's doing, man. But he doesn't throw like power shots. He's like tack, 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 just in your face. You know, touching, and I like him. He's good.
He's amazing. Well, you know what? When you see how good Max Holloway is, then you got to appreciate how good Volkanovski is.
Yeah.
Because Volkanovski beat him twice. Second fight was very close. A lot of people thought Max could have won that fight. But bottom line is, everybody else, Max is running over.
Yeah.
Max, at some point, needs to go back to the champion, Volkanovski. Now, Volkanovski is very aware, but one thing Volkanovski said very recently was that Max is taking too much damage, and the chin of Max Holloway is going to go because he got hit with a lot of shots last weekend, Ryan. And I think that's one of the things that people miss with Max Holloway is his toughness. They're overwhelmed by his offensive output, but Max is as tough as anybody in the octagon. Right. But at some point, you got to start moving ahead because every time it's like hitting the power button, like those video games we used to play, RC. When we play Street Fighter or something like that, right? And your power bar goes down, every time you get hit, the power bar goes down. And Volkanovski thinks now that at some point very soon, Max Holloway won't be able to take those shots, and that's going to benefit him if they fight again.
So when you think about a third matchup between the champion Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway, how would you see that playing out, DC? Because there are many people that thought that Max Holloway won the second fight when it went to decision, but the cards are what the cards are. So going into a third fight, do you think that Alexander Volkanovski would be a heavy favorite against Max Holloway, or is this fight a toss-up?
It's going to be a toss-up again because we've seen 10 rounds.
Mate, there was 10 rounds, and again, you talk about it, and I like, obviously, you know, you're going to get people, you know, say whatever they want, that's fine, but I mean, I think they're just missing the point of how competitive. Yeah, it was very competitive, even though, you know, I've got the 2 wins, but it just, you know, the chess match we're having in there, I just think he's missed by too many people.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. The people that don't appreciate it just think it's a great fight. But the people that appreciate it and have seen a lot of fights and understand like the high level aspects of it, were like, wow, this is pretty special. I felt like it was pretty special. And I think it's just so impressive that you have these 2 victories over Max when you look at how Max has performed with everybody else in the division. Like the last fight with Calvin Kattar, who is a fucking beast. And Max just lit him on fire. That was in my opinion, like one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen.
It was a great performance. So again, like I'm gonna give credit when credit's due.
No,
and
you
he looked great. He did. You know, even I was like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? I said that. But then obviously afterwards I go, yeah, you're hitting them numbers on these guys, but you ain't hitting them numbers when I'm in front of you. But again, like you're obviously going to say that, and you know, people weren't going to be happy with that. But at the same time, again, you know what I mean? Like he's a smart dude. He's got a high fight IQ.
Yes.
You have certain habits. Their team's going to pick up on it, and Max is going to pick up on it. You exit a certain way, and that's the only exit. He's going to fucking piece you up if you keep doing that.
Yeah.
And again, like, you know, there was, and I know no disrespect to Kattar, but there were certain things that, you know, Max caught on and just fucking made him pay. He was being first and then fucking stayed on him. He was the first to get going. As soon as he got him where he knew he was going to direct him, just kept going. And then, but the way he even mixed that up, I don't think I've ever seen him mix kicks, knees so much. Like after our fights, I feel like, especially from the first to the second, his tool was always his jab, his hands, and the volume fight. And when now, like the second one, obviously you use so many different tools, and this fight you've seen him just, the volume was there, the way you just mixed up all the tools. So again, I'm going to give him a lot of credit because the kid can fight, you know what I mean?
He can fight his ass off. He
and
takes
I can guarantee you we're going to meet again. But obviously I've got jobs to do, and it's going to be a big fight, you know, and people are going to really want to watch that one. So,
and the reality is, they need to be scheduled again.
Right.
Because nobody else has proven to be able to fight them. And not only fight them, but look at what they both did to Brian Ortega. Look at what they both do to the other fighters in the division. So it's very clear that they're 1A and 1B, and 1A and 1B need to compete again for a third time. And even Dana being open to it, Ryan, tells you how close and competitive these fights are, because they hate giving a guy a third fight with a champion when they've lost the first 2.